Black Ops 2 released in 2012, and Call of Duty saw growth it had never seen before. The sniping and trickshotting community had over 3 million people getting on the game after school just to jump off buildings and spin like ballerinas. If you played Call of Duty during these times, you knew about trickshotters and faze, even if you never did it yourself. I mean, my girlfriend would know what FaZe Clan is if I had a girlfriend. We're taking a look at the timeline and history of Black Ops 2 trickshotting, the controversies, the successes. How did spinning on a game lead to a clan being valued at $1 billion?
Oh my god, what the fuck? Hey Ramos, you're not gonna hit it.
Why did kids spend months or even years of their lives going for cool no-scopes? And what happened to the once lively community that now sits as a shell of what it used to be? Trickshotting became the gamer's equivalent of getting a D1 scholarship out the trap. Instead of sports, it was Call of Duty. And instead of the trap, it was your mom's basement. Send this to the day one homies. This is the history of Black Ops 2 Trickshot.
Now if you feeling how I'm feeling, put your hands up. If you feeling how I'm feeling, put your hands up.
Dude, not only people bully me on Xbox, they bully me on fucking real life.
Oh my god!
Gamerman Adam here, game dev and decent guy. BO2 was actually a large reason I became a game dev once I grew up and had to get a grueling 9 to 5. We need to understand 2 things for this video. What was trickshotting and how did it work? Trickshotting was not a new thing in Black Ops 2, but it was the time where it gained massive traction. In short, the point of trickshotting at the start was for fun, for bragging rights, and proving you were so much better than the other players you could do a cool no-scope to get the final kill. But over the years, the point of it slowly changed from fun to status and even fame, causing a lot of people to take shortcuts and some getting caught in the act, but we'll get to that later. And secondly, how did it work? Trickshotters would play game modes where you can control the final kill, because the classic CODs always show the game-ending or round-ending kill cam. Trickshotting wasn't cool unless it was for the final kill.
Oh my god!
In Search and Destroy, you'd put together a 6-man of other trickshotters and your friends, kill everyone on the other team, but leave one person alive. You only have 1 life in Search and Destroy, making it higher stakes and just that much more impressive when you hit something.
Get him! Get him! Where is he?
Keep in mind, this is online. The other team was all real players. And dare I say, because of that, it kind of gives you the same rush as speedrunners experience when they get a really lucky or cool run when going for a record. Once it was last, you would go for your trick shot. And back in the day, a good old YY would suffice, essentially swapping weapons and swapping back, triggering an animation in mid-air. These button pressing combos eventually evolved into hitting 30 plus buttons in a matter of seconds with sometimes frame perfect timing.
Oh, he's looking through the... Ooh.
And we'll cover trickshotting standards later in the video. But the premise was the more stuff you did in the air, the better the trick shot. People started holding their controllers in different ways so they could continuously spin while doing button combos in the air, like playing with claw, for example, or stretch, or the double glizzy gobbler. Just kidding, I made that one up. Trickshotters played on maximum sensitivity so they could do the most amount of spins in the air. With practice and repetition, people got down the muscle memory for how long they needed to hold the stick in order to do the amount of spins they wanted to do. The timing of the spins and agility to do impressive combos in the air is what made trickshotting skill-based, because the third part of it was all luck.
Oh, I hit it! I hit it!
Time for a game dev breakdown.
Game Dev Breakdown,
where I explain something from a game that you never cared enough about to look into. Hitting a no-scope on an enemy is RNG, based on a random number generator. Call of Duties are coded in a way that however large the crosshair is of your gun, when you hit the shoot button, a random number will be generated that correlates to a set of pixels on the screen. And that is where your bullet will travel to, which means the farther you are away from the target, the less space they take up in the crosshair, the less likely it's gonna hit them. Meaning the farther the trick shot away, the cooler it was. Oh, and when you jump, the crosshair also gets bigger. So combine that sliver of a chance that the no-scope hits with the fact you gotta get to the end of the round, and you gotta do the cool combo, and you gotta time it right, and now you're starting to get why it was such a dopamine rush when it did hit. Looking back, the fact people were like 15 years old putting this much strategy into something so meaningless is pretty impressive. People would coordinate during school hours with their friends from different time zones and different countries, trying to figure out when we could all get on for that 6-man.
Oh my god, collateral! Oh my god, no. I'm gonna fucking die! Just shoot the fucking glass!
Yo, bruh.
I can't move! Shoot the fucking glass!
Alright, I got you. Relax.
Thank you.
The Black Ops 2 launch was a huge success, leading to more people playing COD, and with that, more people starting to Trickshot. FaZe Clan, the biggest Call of Duty team, just passed 1 million subs from their content on MW2, MW3, and Black Ops 1. Trickshotters started moving to Black Ops 2, and with all the hype building around the growing community of trickshotting, there was a race for Black Ops 2's first trickshot. Rumor had it that FaZe Apex paid $250 for the $60 game to get it a few days early, and Apex, since you're watching this, let us know if that's true. And that was when the first trick shot that started it all was hit.
Good job. Next round.
Apex, you did not hit a
The Hapag game capture started selling thousands, and Elgato became a staple brand in the gaming world with its perfect solution to record your gameplay. Things were catching on, and Call of Duty montages were getting made like never before. Call of Duty clans were groups of 30, 40, 50, or even more people sometimes, coordinating all their best clips into one montage edited by a 16-year-old who probably illegally torrented Cinema 4D and Sony Vegas to make some 3D text stand out. My mom said, "You gotta play the game less," and I said, "Mom, I'm learning life skills on Call of Duty, okay?" It all went to show the effort people were putting in just for the fun of it, and it became a well-known community within the gaming world. By 2013, everyone playing Call of Duty knew what FaZe Clan was. It was a time where you might have heard someone at school mention FaZe Clan. And within that first year of Black Ops 2 launching, FaZe hit 2 million subscribers. The growth was insane. Everyone wanted to be like FaZe. Tons of teams started being created or were already out there. Obey, Soar, L7, Torque, Major, High, Saw, Dare, Flaw, Horizon, Cold, Synergy, Spacebound, and many more. Being a part of the team was just the thing that you wanted to do. It was a way to flex your status in the community. If you were in a good team, you were no longer just a random, because being known was a big deal. And you did this because if you joined a team, it would increase your chances at joining the next team, and then the next team, and then the next one, with the goal of joining one of the big three: Obey, Soar, or FaZe. Teams were kind of like car brands. They lived on an ever-shifting reputation chart. The better shots a team hit, the harder they were to get into, and the better their reputation was. 2013 was big for FaZe, and they influenced millions of people to start trickshotting. It was also when FaZe did content that wasn't just montages, like FaZe Apex's popular Road to a Kill Cam.
Yo, he's going to the bomb. Oh shit!
Let's go.
Oh my god!
Where we got to see a live look at how the best trickshotters in the game hit shots and played games. It was the year of FaZe, and they became very famous. But not only FaZe, Hoodie Allen and Logic were also on the come up.
No faith in Brooklyn. Yeah. Cause they just trying to mingle, and I'm just trying to sing you a song. I am literally in the air right now, wrapping up a store. This first class.
Darian, do not move. Darian, do not move. He's right there.
Stop!
Dude, do not
Don't talk to me.
I'm scared. Believe in living.
In 2014, a lot of new players were joining the scene, including yours truly. This was the year the FaZe House was created. FaZe Apex, Banks, Temper, Rain, Tico, and some others that moved in and out. From playing Call of Duty at your parents' house to living in a gaming house with the homies, that was the coolest thing you could ever do. Because keep in mind, it wasn't cool to like games in 2014. It was for nerds. I got made fun of in high school for having a Call of Duty channel. It's true. And there's nothing worse than someone calling you by your gamer tag at lunch break in front of the ladies, okay? Nothing. They were paving the way of what gaming could look like and the career that it could bring.
How cold is it? Oh god.
That same year, the Red Reserve was announced, a brand new team that was an offshoot of FaZe Clan, and a recruitment challenge was being held for anyone to have the possibility to join. And little did we know that eventually the Red team would also have a Red house. Joining a team was no longer just for fun or reputation anymore. It was the chance to move to LA, maybe New York, live like these guys playing Call of Duty as their job, who'd soon buy sports cars, work on massive brand deals, and live the gamer's dream. And it all stemmed from hitting good shots.
Dude, I think it's time to start being a little bitch and start hitting shots. Teachers tell me, how are you gonna be successful? Whoa, you gotta grind. You gotta fucking shot people, man. I'm gonna grind the fuck out of people. Whoa! Get fucking hype, guys. You guys wanna be in a big team? We gotta try harder.
But with such a massive opportunity at hand to join this FaZe offshoot team, while some people saw it as their chance to grind, others saw it as a chance to set up clips, or even worse,
Fake clips.
in the MW2 days, bomb lobbies were popularized when you got matched against a full 6-man of other trickshotters. If you had the bomb at the start of the round, it would be your turn to set up and stand still so they could go for trick shots. When Black Ops 2 came out, it was a fresh game, and people wanted to go for unset up trick shots just on regular players. So 6-mans wouldn't play against each other.
Oh, I just waited for 40 matches to find these fucks.
But the longer the game had been out and the more pressure there was to hit clips to join teams, the more people started giving in to setting up. Some teams were held to the highest regard and did not allow players to set up shots like FaZe Clan or Obey or Soar, while other teams would start having set up shots as most of their clips in their montages. I'm talking about you, Synergy. And it started to create a divide where the best trickshotters were no longer FaZe trickshotters, because how were they supposed to compete with people who were going for setup shots on someone standing still? Setting up clips is the perfect example of a time when people started straying from why they started. It was no longer about the fun, it was about how good the clips could be and where that could take them. If you could tell a clip was set up, then it wasn't impressive, because where is the challenge in that? The desire to hit the best clips possible led to something we had not seen on BO2 yet, and is what a lot of people blame the downfall of the trickshotting community on: fake clips. The speedrunning community has been subject to fake times and fake records, some standing for years and probably some that are still out there. Much like the Call of Duty community, where people have fake clips and gone on to attain massive success, some never being found out. All you needed to make a clip look legit would be, well, the timer counting down like a real game and other players in the game with you. The part that gave these fakers trouble was the match bonus, which are extra points calculated by the game that you only get when playing online. So people would hit shots in private match, then head to Sony Vegas, get the color code and font from the game, make it match exactly, and plop it down on the frame that it would come up as if it were a real game. But some players got really good at faking clips and adding the match bonus, like Soar Tensor, one of the favorites to join FaZe from a recruitment challenge. And he hit a lot of good shots, but one of them in particular was a bit off, because he placed the match bonus text one frame too late. FaZe invited him to a Skype call pretending to recruit him when really they were calling him out for faking and blacklisting him from joining FaZe.
Fucking fake clips, you're kicked from the you're kicked from the challenge and you're kicked from Soar. You're a fucking idiot, dude. We just wanted you to know.
Tensor got kicked from Soar as well, his team at the time, and became a meme in the community.
This was fake. This is the one I fucked up on. I missed it. Frame before that. This was the only real clip in my episode.
I'm only one frame away. I'll be there to fake for a phase.
As a player during these times when you're out here grinding, sweating after school on the game, it gave you a lot of faith in the community that justice was being served, while clip fakers took away the opportunities that these legit players would never get the chance at, like joining teams or winning recruitment challenges. Get your ass out of here, Tensor, man, get out.
Whoa! Yes! Yes! Let's go!
Let you guys know, this is my friend right here. Just to let you guys know.
Baby, you got a man, I don't care, that's irrelevant. No for making bad decisions for the hell of it. Young Skizzles, taste the rainbow, but that's still beside the point and sitting next to it. Got a blonde girl with sass that I think named Haley, and she knows I always handle her like Chelsea lately. Look, bitch assy, I'm staring at you. Top floor,
Through 2014 and 2015, fake clips continued as a problem. Someone new was exposed every week, thanks to our Lord and Savior, Saw Trust. No one really knows much about Saw Trust, where he came from, how he knows what he knew about fake clips, but one thing was for sure: he was the faker's biggest op. He single-handedly went through clips and montages frame by frame to catch cheaters and expose them to the community, leading to teams kicking a lot of members or some teams losing their reputation as a whole.
Yo, what is up guys, Saw Trust here, and today we'll be exposing Aquila Cartel. Named Superman Lobbies just killed himself. I can understand why, because this clip is so horrible. The match bonus sucks, a 2 is stabbing the colon, and I just have a tribute to the colon harmed in this video, nobody really reached out to after the video happened. They just kind of went on.
And I actually have one friend, L7 Lipid, who I still talk to this day. But the problem with Lipid is that Sawtrust got him too.
Basically, it's like you had pressure. Spent every single day doing this. I grind to the top of the best teams I can get in, and then I just get absolutely exposed. Literally felt like my life was over. He brought the scare to anybody. I got kicked from L7 immediately.
When Sawtrust exposed people, sometimes the fakers would just deny it. But that was until Trust came out with the match bonus calculator. Time for a game dev breakdown. Guys, my sleeves weren't sticking out? You didn't even tell me? Oh my god, I must look like a fool. Match bonus were bonus points you would get at the end of a round or a game. The game devs made it so you'd get a certain amount of match bonus depending on the kills you got that game around, how much you played the objective, and how much time was left in that round. Sawtrust figured out what the formula was for processing match bonus and started testing it on everyone's clips. This led to a ton of people getting exposed overnight, and once you got exposed, you were often blacklisted from teams. And it was kind of like getting canceled in real life, but in Call of Duty. Sawtrust showed the formula he had and how it calculated things. Most likely he had a programmer go in and read the code from BO2. Sawtrust single-handedly stopped the fakery, at least for now. 2015, the year we'd all been waiting for. It was the launch of the new Black Ops, but it wasn't even close to the end of Black Ops 2's community. The recent CODs kind of sucked cheeks. No one was lying about that. And people were hoping this would be a new year where we wouldn't have to play the old Call of Duties. And Black Ops 3? It was pretty good. Once the hype died down, half the players returned to Black Ops 2 or Modern Warfare 2, while a large portion stayed on Black Ops 3. And Call of Duty teams also made multi-COD montages, so you as a player had the best chance at getting to that next team by playing whatever COD you were best at. Black Ops 3's success meant the Call of Duty community kept growing, and a lot of personal channels of these trickshotters and players started to grow as well. Enough to the point where they could afford the first Audi R8 of that year in the country. There was real money starting to be made, and as toxic as the Call of Duty community can be, these comment sections were nothing but support for the people paving the way. In 2014-2015, Black Ops 2 free-for-all trickshotting took off. FaZe was posting live commentaries playing free-for-all, and he hit one of the first 1,800 carrier suies.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! What did I just hit?
People started to become content creators. FaZe made free-for-all so popular that when you got into a game, sometimes it was you and 7 other trickshotters, all at 29, going for a trickshot.
Baby, I hope so. So tell me what you want, what you really want. I ain't got time if you think that you in love with me. So tell me what you want from me.
Killer drone on stem.
Tell me what you want from me.
Oh my god!
Sitting in the hotel lobby.
Look, what the fuck? In 2016, it'd been 4 years from the launch of BO2. Standards had gotten way higher, and you may think everything had been done in the game, but that was when the skill gap really increased. A 720 insta-swap wasn't cool anymore. Get that shit out of here. People would call that a lefty, a leftover, a clip not good enough to use in a montage. And if the guy you hit wasn't far enough away, that was a lefty. If you didn't reload, that was a lefty. But we needed standards to divide the wannabes from the talented players that actually had a chance at the big teams. Players started to discover ways to take advantage of the speed of different animations in the game. Some animations took longer than others. And if you could do all the fast animations, that meant you could do more things in the air before hitting the ground. For example, the insta-swap. Instead of just clicking the button to swap weapons to your sniper, it would actually be faster to click to swap weapons, but before the animation plays out, you pull out your equipment and cancel that immediately. The animation of canceling the equipment is actually faster than the swap weapons animation, nicknamed the insta-swap. And in case you were wondering, no, I do not have arthritis after holding the controller like this for many years. One other trickshot technique was worth mentioning that has a similarity with speedrunning, the knack swap. A knack swap was a type of combo that required extremely precise timing. Instead of playing the swap weapons animation, the knack swap was a trick that let players skip animations entirely. entirely, making them faster than the normal way of swapping weapons. But they also made any trickshot impressive due to how hard they were to achieve. How does this work? Well, it lies within the animations. Many animations in games are actually 2 animations or more looped together. When you're reloading your gun, one animation is done when the mag is in there. Then the second animation is the hand going back. So if you were able to swap your weapon on the precise frame between animations, the game wouldn't realize it still had an animation to finish that follows the current one, meaning it would skip an entire animation of putting the gun away and go straight to pulling the next weapon out. And this allowed for all types of knacks to be possible. And our favorite, the titty knack. I actually hit a titty knack once. It's one of my best clips.
Oh!
Unfortunately, I don't have the history on why the word knack was used, but I'm sure someone in the comments below is more OG than me and can explain it. Let's thumbs that one up. All the odds were already against your trick shot and no scope hitting, and now you had to do something with a titty in midair. Yeah, things were getting serious.
Oh shit, you're insane.
Fuck, you're complex as fuck.
Yeah.
During 2016, an announcement was made. People were moving into the Red House, Gandhi, Kiwis, Nicks, Random, Raves, and Formula, where they too made tons of videos and were able to replicate what the FaZe guys proved was possible in the past. And if you could just get into one of these teams, maybe you would one day be in one of those houses. As time progressed, developer support went down on Black Ops 2. Modders started showing up within online lobbies. And the bad part wasn't getting killed by these modders. It was that EB, or Explosive Bullet, finally made its way to Black Ops 2.
I'm not even anywhere near him. He tomahawk trick shots me with the aimbot tomahawk. I'm in a building. Yep. Yep. That hit me.
All of a sudden, faking clips was back, and it was more efficient for them than ever. Private match was no longer needed, no more Sony Vegas and match bounds. But were there ways to tell if a clip was still fake? Number one was bullet trails. They never lie in real time, meaning they always hit the enemy. At least in Black Ops 2 it is. But in kill cams, they never make sense, even if it's a real shot. Here's a shot that I hit. As you can see, bullet trail goes right into this man's balls. Certified legit. And here is a fake clip where the bullet trail does not hit the enemy. Certified bozo clip. The second way to know if a clip was fake was, well, I guess it was just mainly that one. But these clip fakers started adding up, and at the time, all we had was Saw Trust. He was like the superhero of our community, but he was only one man. And as the fakers increased, they just outnumbered him. Trickshotting was in a weird place. The Red House just started, FaZe still going strong, and tons of teams were putting out weekly montages. But it was harder than ever to know who was actually good and who was just cheating. None of it would really be a big deal if the fakers never got anywhere, never joined big teams, never got into the content houses, or started raking in cash and partnerships. But that was exactly what happened. Years later, even Red Raves, one of the players who was in the Red House, made a video seeing who else in Red could guess what clips of his were fake from the past. And getting upset over something like this might sound like virgin activities, because I mean it kinda is, but there were a lot of people who studied how he played, studied his timing, the clips he hit, the combos he went for, all just to find out that it wasn't real. But since so many fake clips were out there, he was still in Red. Even Tensor joined FaZe eventually.
Tensor! Tensor!
Why are you a fan of Tensor? Please tell me.
Because he faked.
Yeah, I faked the clip. You don't like me.
From these times on, anytime an insane shot was hit, there was always skepticism to meet it. And that was about when trick shots started losing their value. The next year, no one really knew what was real or not anymore, and the standards had gotten so high that people who didn't want to fake or set up clips had to find some way to keep up. And that was when people started buying 2 boxes. But what is a 2 box? Well, it's a second Xbox, dummy. What? Obviously, plugged in right beside you. And you would have 2 of everything, so you could play Black Ops 2 on this Xbox and this one right beside it.
Oh my god, not a 2-box big cock?
Then you would join your own session on the other team and never spawn in, making it so you only had to kill 3 people to get to last. This was the new way to trick shot. Was it cheating? Kinda, because it was like modern screen peeking. I'm looking at the screen and I'm spectating the other team. Got him. But was it as bad as aimbot? Absolutely not. This was no longer do a cool no-scope for final kill. This was a complex operation with combinations and high stakes. And it was the time some of the best Black Ops 2 trick shots were ever hit.
Hey, Mark. Yep, nope.
That's just the drugs. Make you feel numb. Can't feel it. Maybe if we loved ourselves, it wouldn't be so hard. It wouldn't be so hard to love each other. I don't think we're in love. the drugs.
Oh my goodness! Oh my god!
The end of 2017 neared and viewership on Black Ops 2 finally started to fall, but what put the nail on the coffin was the launch of a small game you may have heard of, Fortnite. Obviously, we all know Fortnite. Players from every different gaming community went to Fortnite to try it out, and the popularity took the COD community by storm. Pun intended. This was the year that FaZe Clan was in the talks with some big business people. But long story short, this was around the time where the OG FaZe Clan hit its turning point. Some FaZe creators were doing well on Fortnite, but it was no longer trickshotting focused. The new audience was just people who liked Fortnite, not trickshots. FaZe always led the way for the community, and now the trickshots were replaced with Fortnite gameplay. Was there even a community to be a part of anymore? Late 2018, Black Ops 4 released, and a large part of the community had just vanished. Maps started to have little to no elevation, and they even replaced final kill cams with play of the game. The same year, FaZe Clan had a funding round of over $300 million, bringing the valuation to over $1 billion. There were rumors about the wrong people being in control at FaZe now. People started to think twice about what they were grinding for if the team was no longer what it used to be. The only reason left standing was why it all started, for fun. But would that reason alone be enough to keep a community alive? 2020 and 2021 were some of the last years you were able to find lobbies with minimal hackers on Black Ops 2, and the game started to become unplayable. And because of that, a team of good modders started making their own Black Ops 2 client called Plutonium. Like a lot of games after many years, it's up to the community and players to keep it alive. David Vonderhaar is gone. That beautiful bald man, he's not around to take care of us anymore. The end of 2024 and into 2025, something odd happened. OG FaZe started making a return. Small creators are posting classic Call of Duty commentaries, and the trickshotting community had a spurt of life. It's small, but it's there. That's what she said. No, that's what he said? I don't know. Wait, what? Numbers into the thousands of trickshotters have been back playing after being in the hundreds for years, and after one point being in the millions. I did not think I'd get a Black Ops 2 trickshotting video recommended to me on my homepage in 2025, but it put a smile on my face. The Black Ops 2 trickshotting scene, though over 10 years ago, fondly living in people's minds today. Many saying it was one of the most fun times of their life. A time where you made lifelong friends, or bashed your desk because you got a 1440 hit marker, or laughed so hard that your stomach hurt because your boy Kyle died right when we got the last.
Oh no, he's climbing up window, you're dead up there.
What? I made this video so we could save a reminder of what it was like. The days are over, but no one can take away the fun we had, and we can always be grateful for that. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, consider subscribing. A lot of the people that watch these videos aren't subscribed, and this is just my 5th video, so it would really help me out. Once a gamer, always a gamer.